So I be on social media sometimes, and I come across these posts where women are in domestic situations where they've been hurt, and it's a repetitive type of situation. And when you drop down in the comments, the first thing you see is people saying, well, she should have left, or something along those lines. Well, leaving is always the best option. Let me say that. But it's not always easy or that simple. Because, first of all, when you call the cops don't know whose side to be on. They don't know who the real victim is and all that stuff. It ain't always easy to tell when they show up on the scene. And then after that, all they tell you is find somewhere to go to get away from this situation. And if you ain't got nobody to call and you ain't got nowhere to go, what do? I've been in that situation before. And I've called the cops and I've been told to, find somewhere else to go. And I've been given this pamphlet of a whole bunch of centers and 1-800 numbers that will help you in this situation. Baby, it's 3 months waiting list on all this shit. Okay? And when you in a domestic situation, baby, you ain't got 3 months to be waiting on nobody to show up and help you. You know what I'm saying? Some of them shits be closed and they not opening up again for another 6 months or whenever an opening coming up, which might be a year or whenever. And as a mom, you don't have time for that. Shelters are not safe. Wouldn't recommend no shelter to my worst enemy, but sometimes that's the only option that people have. And like I said, I've been in this situation before, and I am so grateful for my dad and his resources that he was able to come pick me up in his truck and put all my stuff on his truck, and I was able to leave. I was thankful to have someone in another state who was in charge of Section 8 that was able to bump me up on a list so I could have a place to freaking stay with my 3 kids. I was grateful for people with vehicles who would let me borrow their vehicles so that I could search for a job, people who would drive me around. I was grateful for my community because these options that people think you have to leave don't exist. Just let me say that.